Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair. I am your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I am joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar _ Games. But that's not all. We are also joined by the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over, the man Optimus Prime popped and he still can't stop, the freshly shaven Nate. How are you this week, guys?
We're good. I'm
Doing
good.
great,
I answered
doing
for it
great.
tomorrow, but
Yeah. Well, you also order my mashed potatoes, so
I do.
it's a deep cut. Deep cut.
Man.
Yep.
Go watch weekly purchases.
You should already.
Yeah, if you're not, then you're missing out. It's all
We're wearing the same shirts.
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah.
little behind the curtain action. We
Yep.
record this right after weekly purchases most weeks, so
Right after.
surprise.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance. I am currently ridden with the flu, so I will try to mute my best of my ability when I cough and sneeze. But if any sneak out, I apologize. In the meantime, this week we are here to talk about the debacle with Mattel turning on content creators. So I know you guys mentioned you hadn't really heard much about this. I'll try to go over the cliff notes of it from what I've gathered from what I've seen other people post and what I've seen from the actual content creators in question. So there's two people in particular. There is Collect Jurassic, who is one of the biggest like Jurassic figure YouTube channels and Instagram pages, and there's also Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, who does a lot of the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park stuff and other dinosaur lines as well. Both widely popular in the dinosaur toy community. Well, from my understanding, something happened. They both managed to find a set of Jurassic World Dominion figures at retail that weren't supposed to come out yet. Weren't street dated. They bought them without a problem, took them home and reviewed them, not thinking anything of it. And Mattel fucking went ham. Got their Instagrams completely removed, and also got copyright strikes on both of their channels. So all within a matter of a couple weeks. I've been kind of following it, mostly following Collect Jurassic because I follow them on Twitter, and I've seen them post a few things and even post like screenshots of the like notifications they got in regards to all this, and them tweeting at Mattel. And so far, it doesn't seem like Mattel really gives a flying fuck, which is surprising because for a company that does not have a lot of lines left in the tank, you'd think they wouldn't want to turn their back on the community that can make or break them going forward. But I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinions on it and kind of talk about it. Also, if there's any other details I missed or if there's something I misspoke on, let me know in the comments because, like I said, I've been following it through multiple sources and just kind of trying to pick up what I can of my understanding of what's going on. Because originally I thought they were just like, screw it, we don't want people using our figures in their reviews or something. But it turned out that it was all over some figures that got sent out early and something that was completely not these people's fault regardless. And they were getting punished for it pretty heavily.
So I got a couple questions. I mean, on one hand, I do sort of understand some of the reaction. I mean, because Mattel is a licensee. Licensee? Yes. They are a licensee of, said Jurassic Park property. And Dominion, I think that is the new movie. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the one that's supposed to be coming out this summer or whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I have to assume as a licensee, they are under extreme amounts of pressure, especially like a big budget, summer blockbuster tentpole movie. I don't know how many different hyperboles I can put in there. And they could probably get heavily fined. They could lose the license. They could. There's a lot of things that could come from that. Now,
so quick context.
Okay. Yep.
These figures are already advertised for pre-order. The pictures have been online on retailers' websites like Toy Wiz and stuff like that for pre-order for over a month. So this isn't like spoiling anything that hasn't already been shown that was given to retailers to show off for these pre-orders.
Never mind.
Well,
I have nothing that, because I mean, if there's nothing, if there was nothing in the accessories or anything in like anything that hasn't been shown that could potentially spoil something or put that license at jeopardy, then I can understand. But if all of that information was available and they were just reviewing them ahead of time, that does seem like a bit of a overzealous reaction.
Yeah, and even if they weren't, like, you think you'd at least reach out to them like, hey, the licensing blah blah blah, can you take this down and put it up at a later date, kind of thing, not just instantly reach out to Instagram and get someone's account deleted.
Yeah, no, that does seem extreme, and especially saying then that this information had already been available for pre-order and such. I got to be honest, I don't pay attention to the Jurassic Park toy lines. I think some of the stuff I've seen is neat, but I just don't pay attention to them. I don't have a huge nostalgic attachment to that movie. I was like 15 when it came out, so I liked it. But I didn't buy toys from it then. I didn't, so that was never a big thing for me. So I had no idea there was this whole like community, which is cool. I'm not trying to say anything about that. That's awesome. Obviously, there's a fandom for everything. I just never thought about it because I'm not into it. And that, something like that can be detrimental to an established YouTuber's channel. I mean, they go ahead.
That was going to be my point. Like, you're leading directly into it. To me, that's like you struck gold by finding something so early that's going to put so many eyes on your channel for the people in that community, because that's like kind of like winning the lottery. But then instead they just won the lottery and then also had everything else taken away from them. Plus, well, I guess they got to keep the figure, but like it cost them like, so much more. That just seems insane. Like that, like, wow. Stuff like this happens in like video games a lot. Like you'll get a game early and then you release your like review, and then like the major publications are upset because they're under embargo. They can't say anything about the game, but yet there's this whole full review available. So I could understand like that hurting like the rest of their partners or whatnot. So they have to respond even if it isn't spoiler for the movie. But to like have the Instagram account deleted doesn't even make sense how that's possible. But then also like a copyright strike, is that what the copyright strike is for? Like, I thought it was like things like audio or something like that, or
even video.
Like, yeah, it's supposed to be that.
Showing
but like,
a figure,
reviewing things is supposed to be like kind of that like gray area that's mildly protected, where movie reviewers can show like a 3-second clip or whatever of the movie they're reviewing for like the scenes that they're talking about, or even like a still from it, and it's not copyright. It's part of that type of entertainment, and it's supposed to be the same idea with figures, games, all of that. Like when you review something, that's the idea behind it, is you can use bits and pieces with it as long as you're not just straight up showing like the whole thing.
But even with a figure, I mean, there's nothing there that you're not showing a clip from the movie or anything like that. You're just showing the figure itself. So
also all the other mediums that we're talking about, like whether it's a video or a game, those are like those weird area of like it's digital, so do you own it to show it, or are you paying a license to play it?
Exactly.
This is a figure, it's plastic, it's in my hand, I clearly own it. So like you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want with it.
This is what they would call a ATT, an actual tangible token. So
yeah I mean, I think that's technically what a NFT is.
That's a
non-fungible. The T stands for touch. You can't touch it.
Yeah.
A non-fucking touchable item.
Yeah. So this God. You can touch. There's an ATT, an actual tangible.
Dude, we're doing good in the ATT market, man.
Yeah, we are doing real good. We have a lot here. I have several from last week.
No, but I mean, it's kind of upsetting, and also, I mean, you know, the Neck Illuminati, that's where that came from, of like, you know, they don't want us to have the figure secretly. But that is kind of like backing that joke is like you should be, I mean, it's so weird. I'll take the tinfoil hat off because,
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
if it was a situation where these figures hadn't been advertised, they weren't up for pre-order anywhere,
Yeah.
it was nothing, like they were just gonna show up, and they showed up like a month early, and they got them. Yeah, send out like a letter or an email or something.
Cease and desist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Something,
standard practice.
step 1 or 2 of it, not hey, fuck your world, because I mean, Instagram is not easy to build a following off of.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
So that's not something you can just simply rebuild from scratch. Like that could like make or break a situation. YouTube, I mean, a copyright strike sucks, and it does put you in a rough situation, but it's not as detrimental, because in my experience, because we had I don't think it was a copyright strike, but one of the shorts that I did for like one of the any of the videos I make for TikTok, I put on YouTube too for their shorts, because it brings in a lot of views and potential new people. And like one of them, it was like, oh, the music's copywritten, so if this becomes monetized, you don't get any of the money. It goes to the copyright holder. And it's like, okay, no big deal.
Right.
If you get too many of them, obviously they'll take further action.
Hey, what are you
But
doing?
like,
Yeah.
it's not something. I mean, if it's what you make your living off of, it sucks that video got a strike, and now you're not making any money off of that. But it's just like a slap on the hand compared to having thousands upon thousands of followers built up on a platform that the algorithm's somehow worse than YouTube. So it really is kind of like an overreaction, and it makes me wonder, like, at what point, like, is this just like a misstep on them because of the license, like Nate was talking about potentially, or is this something that we have to worry about in the future, where like other companies could just decide,
Right.
like, oh, well, some reviewers aren't so nice about it, so we're going to start, attacking content creators, even though reviewers probably bring in more revenue for them, because a lot of people wait until reviews come out to buy things, despite the fact that a lot of things need pre-orders in advance now, solely because they don't want to buy a figure that sucks.
That's one of the great things about the pile of loot, is that something can hit your pile, and then you can see a review on it and be like, maybe not, and then
There.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's definitely where I would go there.
I'd be concerned with the precedent that it sets of like letting a company have so much control over, like, being able to take down the, like, again, the Instagram account, like screw them over. I don't know if it's screw them over on their Insta, or not Instagram, but on their YouTube channel. Like, you say, well, it's just one strike, and now they can't monetize that video, but if it's that easy for them to get a strike again, and it's concerning. Like, why would you? I don't know. Can I review this? Did it come out yet? Some people have videos up, but now you're like, you make that person second guess, like, even review.
Yeah, especially like if they walked into a store and bought it.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't like they ordered it on eBay from a Chinese like seller who got it from the factory early or some nonsense. It was literally they walked into a store, it was there, and they bought it.
Yeah,
and I mean, the store should be the one that's like taking the biggest hit, if anything.
They definitely should be. I mean, they should be taking part of it. My question is, and this shouldn't matter, but I feel like I should ask: do we know if the reviews itself were negative or positive?
That I don't know. I have to assume they were probably more on the positive side, because from what I've seen, at least from the few videos I have seen of Collect Jurassic, it seems to be like a lot more love for the line. And like usually any critiques are like minor things, like, oh, some paint app problems, nothing that like you wouldn't see in like one of my reviews or any review really, where someone's like, oh, great figure, but like this. Like, there are 100% people out there who literally for whatever reason buy figures just to shit on them for some reason, but like it didn't seem like that from what the other content I've seen them post.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I mean, just going into a regular store, I mean, the only thing that they really did wrong, I mean, they probably knew that the product shouldn't have been out yet, but at the same time, that stuff changes. often, and it's not really the consumer's responsibility to know if a product should or shouldn't be on the shelf. You know, if there's a new release movie that's out a day early, you know, most consumers aren't going to go in and know, oh, this shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
So you can't punish them for that. You know, they're putting a video of something they bought with their money. Yeah, and then to just take away the Instagram account. I mean, that is a dangerous precedent, and you know, that just makes me think, you know, well, what if a company doesn't like a review, or you know, what if you're a big enough reviewer, maybe you're a Shartimus Prime, and you know, you do a negative review, and they decide, you know, we don't like that, and you know, they are big enough, like a Mattel or a Hasbro. Not that I would think Hasbro would do that, but they could.
Yeah.
And you know, where does it end? Where do we take it from here? I would assume that they could potentially appeal and get their account back, but at the same time, I don't know. You know, Mattel in this case has the power of Universal behind them, because that's who is the licensor of this. So, and that's, you know, they're a major conglomerate.
Yeah. And so here's two more things I want to throw at you that real quick. So, piggybacking off that, one thing I find interesting is, so with TeePublic, the place where like I post all the shirts and stuff for the show and all other ones I've designed, I've had so many shirts get removed due to like copyright this or copyright that by the license holders. Like anytime there's a new Nintendo Direct, I can usually tell you what's going to happen, because if I have a shirt related to it, it's been removed a week before. Same thing with Marvel. I'll have shirts and stuff on there for months and nothing. And then suddenly, right before they're going to have a big announcement, a certain character will like all get removed. And like with TeePublic, I get it. They don't have a big enough bat to swing to like lawyer up and be like that. And they straight tell you like, hey, if you want to appeal it, you can get a lawyer and appeal it. Because realistically, a lot of the stuff that's on TeePublic is supposed to be like a fair use situation, where because you're modifying it into a what's the word, parody, yes, that it's supposed to be far enough off that this doesn't happen, but they're not going to fight it because they don't have the money or resources to. Instagram, Big Daddy Facebook's $1 billion company, and YouTube, I mean, Google's got a bat big enough they could, you know, drop just about anyone. And the fact that they aren't like, hey, there's steps in between just these extreme measures, is a little upsetting as well. The other thing I want to bring up also is there is a pretty popular YouTuber, Laura Legends. She's huge into dinosaurs and stuff like that and old stuff. And she did a video in regards to this as well, where she was talking about it. And she brought up an interesting point, because like with video game reviews, if you're someone who's like a reviewer, like a legit like reviewer who gets stuff early and stuff, like a Kind of Funny Games or something like that, you're given the embargo date. You know when you can post that. As toy collectors, we don't have that information available for us, so we don't have anywhere where we could be like, oh, I found this toy, I better go to Mattel.com and make sure I can post my review. It's not like embargoed for a certain date or anything like that. So like there's no line in the sand that's definitive for them to be like, you broke the rules. It's just them being they can just walk in and be like, no.
Well, yeah, because in this case, the store was at fault for breaking the date. Yeah, because it would have said so on the box.
Yeah, it would be the equivalent to like, I don't know, you pre-order a game, Horizon Zero or Forbidden West is coming out. If my PlayStation just magically downloaded the game and I was able to play it, and I went online and talked about it, is that safe to say that like I'm at fault for it, even though like it just showed up on my system? Like, but even still,
you would have thought that something changed.
Yeah, like it just seems so odd that you could look at it from that perspective. But then again, you make that parallel to like gaming. They get the codes and stuff ahead of time, and it's this release already set up with it's again, we're buying a figure. It's a goods versus like something digital. Like if I found some new Oreos before they're supposed to release, could Oreo, then come out and say, "Hey, this is copyrighted. These Oreos aren't supposed to be out for 2 more months."
Goddamn
Or
Batman
like,
Oreos.
that's just I hate to use this term because it's normally used in a negative way, but it's definitely a slippery slope of like what can and can't get you like pulled on YouTube. Like,
Right.
that's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, anyone could do this point. Like, Randy could one day just finally get tired of the abuse on Twitter and just go on a fucking raid on Instagram and stuff and tear through everyone's Instagrams and YouTubes and get everyone's accounts ruined real quick. Like, if there's no safety net or anything that these companies can just do whatever they want, it's kind of concerning. Like, where does the line in the sand stop versus like who's really to blame at this point? Like, that you are taking it out on the people who are helping make you money.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how.
That's the bigger question.
Works.
Is how is this going to affect them then in the long run? How will this ripple out in the fan community? And then, will people be swayed by shiny new dinosaurs and forget about this, or will they hold it against them and could potentially the line suffer because of it?
I mean, from what I've seen right now, there's a pretty big like wave of people who are upset about this, who are fans of both channels, who are taking their side and just saying like, if Mattel doesn't make good on this and correct the course, then they're not going to support the line anymore. Including someone like Laura Legends, who's also a pretty big deal,
right,
with a huge following. So like, this line isn't all like a line that flies off the pegs to begin with. Like, they fill the shelves pretty well and they slowly sell out, but it's not something where it's like NECA or the wrestling figures. Or
I think it definitely sells better to kids, like the Amber Collection wave stuff. Like, that's the stuff that I see kind of sit like, because they're old guys and stuff like that, where with the dinosaurs sell, they do.
I don't know, man. Up until Target put them on sale for $9.99 each, my Target had like 30 of those Raptors.
Yeah.
So like, it seems maybe it's just area by area, but or maybe depending on the dinosaur or how many you get. But my Target usually sits on the dinosaurs. Like, you'll see like week by week, like a couple of them will sell, but it seems like they don't like fly off the shelves very quickly.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how this plays out. I had no idea coming in. You had mentioned that this was I think you wanted to talk about, and I purposely then didn't really look into it because I thought it might make for more information or more conversation off the cuff, which I believe it has. But yeah, this is kind of scary, and I will be interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I would hope, not just that the Jurassic Park or Jurassic. What is it called? The
Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh, Dominion. Okay, I thought it was Demon. I'm like, huh.
I mean, might as well at this point, because they're splicing dinosaurs so like crazy that they might as well just be fucking
dinosaurs
demons
from hell.
Yeah.
No, but like, it shouldn't be just the people in those communities that are like upset and concerned, because I feel like this is kind of like a huge deal just overall. Like, for any content creator, I mean, we don't have to worry because we fly under the radar, but
ouch,
that's our benefit. But no, in all seriousness though, that would be a crucial thing. Like, what if you can't post toy video reviews anymore?
Yeah, I
mean, we're handsome gentlemen, but like,
we don't pull in the views like those reviews do, man.
Right,
like, so that's just kind of an alarming thing. And it's, that's worrisome. But I think we still should do it. If you get some toys before they release, we got to show them off.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure I have, because there was one of the McFarlane figures that, like, showed up at Target, like, a couple weeks before it was supposed to release, and I bought it, and I reviewed it. Didn't have any problem. Then again, Todd doesn't even care about the line to make it so his Batman's fucking have waist articulation anymore, so... yeah. Watch weekly purchases to see how well McFarlane figures hold up.
can watch it in person, like
Yeah.
it happens in real time.
Live.
Spoilers.
But yeah, that's.
Maybe he gets baned again in this one.
That'd be dope. I mean, it is a 3-hour long movie, so they have a lot of time to fill. So
Yeah, he has a
2
lot of time
hours.
to look the other way.
oh, at crime.
Yeah.
Spoilers: Batman's the villain the whole time.
I was just thinking it'd be funny if most of the movie he's in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Recovering from it.
It's okay. It's like Kick-Ass.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not in a prison in the Middle East in a
No,
giant
he's-
hole with some doctor who just punches his spine back into place.
He's at the Cleveland Clinic. Just
I'm not gonna make the joke I was gonna make. Nope, that's too dark.
Yep, that's probably a good idea.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh God. But yeah. Anyway, let us know in the comments below your thoughts on the situation. If there's anything we missed, it's kind of a interesting thing to think that these companies can just turn on a dime and potentially ruin someone's livelihood in a matter of seconds. So definitely want to hear your opinions on it. As always, please like and subscribe for more weekly toy-related content. Make sure to check us out, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. Wednesday night weekly purchases every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, over on twitch.tv/Modern Toy Fair. If you want the audio-only version of this, because you don't like staring at our beautiful faces, as Jarmar mentioned, you can go to any major podcast app, look up Modern Toy Fair for this, Toy Therapy, and even the top 10 lists as we put them out. Top 10 lists, not as entertaining if you don't have the visual, but hey, maybe you don't have time to watch it. Maybe you just want to listen to it on the car ride. Who am I to judge? Jamar, let all the lovely people know about Twitch and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to see early gameplay footage of Horizon Forbidden West, just check me out on twitch.com or twitch.tv/ Why Are You a Gamer? I may or may not have some footage on there that won't give me copyright strike at all.
Wait, you changed your Twitch to Why Are You a Gamer?
Oh, God. Jarmar_games is what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, I was used to you doing it, and I've gotten off the ball there. But also, you can check out some other non-copyrighted content, such as some cool Apex Legend clips of cool things that happen when me and the gang is playing the game, and I'm not streaming, oddly enough. Or absolutely, if you would like to check out the old previous episodes of season 1. Oh, I should just call it the season of Why Are You
You've
a
completely
Gamer?
given up on going to season 2.
No, I'm just saying as of right now.
That's
you
the
just
nail in
call
the
it-
coffin if you just call it the season of Why Are You a Gamer.
Yeah, I mean, it may have been a limited run series. You never know. Sometimes you just got to see what happens. Futurama's coming back. Maybe
I'm
Why Are
gonna
You a
tweet at
Gamer
Greg
is it.
Miller and tell him he needs to be on Why Are You a Gamer so that way you bring it back.
That will work. That'll work. I'm
Yeah.
all down for that. But yeah, if you want to check out the old episodes, definitely they'll be on YouTube at some point in time, or you can check any podcast platform of choice, which I think honestly is the ideal way of listening to the show. You just want to have it sweet music and surround sound in your ears. It's just amazing. So that's it.
Awesome. And Nate, what do you got for us this week?
Well, we got a new podcast coming out later on this week called The Went Report. This is where we actually get really involved in the total filmography and career of actor George Wendt, who was most famous for his role as Norm Peterson on Cheers. What we're going to do is we're going to take an episode by episode look at his film career other than Cheers. So we're going to be looking at things like The Love Master, Space Truckers, Alien Avengers 1 and 2, Bye Bye Birdie, Shame 2, The Secret. So all of those are going to be covered in detail. We're going to have celebrity guests. So we're going to have Cliff Clavin. He's going to be joining us as well. Some of the episodes may be in a Cheers bar, even though we are not, I want to repeat, not going to be discussing the television show Cheers on The Went Report. Yeah.
Alrighty then, you heard it here first.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Make sure to check all of that out and more Modern Toy Fair. And hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
You can't even bend. Oh, where did it went? That's a better name.